in the exemplary task for benchmark 1, 2, and 3 is if humans evolved from apes, then why are they still apes? And this is a pretty good question. But this is because that when we look back at the 5 causes of evolution, one of them is gene flow or migration, and that's when one animals or species moves to another place. And so maybe 15 out of the 100 monkeys, this is on a very small scale, moved to Africa. And then in Africa, here we go. And then these monkeys that are in Africa now, they find some new species and mate with them and breed. And then they change a little bit over time because, in Africa, it's a lot different than maybe in Europe. I don't know how they got there, but they did. And so then they would adapt a little bit, change. And then they would change more until they became us. But some of the apes didn't go to Africa, so they're still there. And then, so they didn't change, and they kept on being apes. So that's how that argument 1 is, that's how that is refuted. Here's argument 2. You cannot test evolution. It requires millions of years. Evolution is not testable, therefore it cannot be a theory. This is completely false. Just because you can't test it, does not mean that it's not a theory. Because it does require millions of years. I cannot test it, but look at it over time. If you look at the skeletons and you look at the fossils and all of that, you can tell. When Charles Darwin went to South America, he found a sloth fossil that was about 2 times as big as the actual sloth today. It has adapted, and that is because of evolution. Evolution might not be able to be tested in one person's lifetime, but it can be tested over time, and that is how it is a theory. Argument 3. Have you ever witnessed evolution? Where is your proof? And see, this is an interesting question, because I have not witnessed evolution, and I do not have any proof myself. I'm just going by the fact about what my teachers have taught me. But other people on this planet, and scientists and researchers, have actual proof that they found. Charles Darwin. I'm going to go back to that sloth example. If a sloth is 2 times... Okay. Actually, let's think of it as a human, okay? Say you see the skeleton in the ground. It's just like sticking up from the ground, and it's like 15 or 20 feet tall. It has muscles that are like 5 feet wide. It's super strong. You're going to be like, what is this? It's not a giant, because there's no such thing as giants. What can this be? Well, you can look at the DNA then, scientists can, and that's what they've done, and then they'll see, oh, look at this. This has the same DNA as us, just a little bit of tweaks here and there, and a little bit different muscle memory and things to do with muscles, so that they can grow bigger than us. That is my proof. Okay, here's another question. Argument 4. Well, I'm just going to cross it out so I don't keep forgetting. Argument 2, 1, 2, 3, now on 4. Life just couldn't have happened by random chance. There must have been an intelligent creator. Okay, let me just cross that one off and then read it again. Life couldn't just have happened by random chance. There must have been an intelligent creator. Well, this is false, because there does not need to be an intelligent creator for everything. Okay, see, there might be an intelligent creator for some things, but this is not one of them, because we have proof. Where is your proof that God is true, or the Holy Spirit, or somebody up above, or an intelligent creator? Where is your proof that this is true? Because scientists, people who have PhDs, people who actually went to college, have figured this out. And where's your proof that it doesn't exist? Where's your proof that there must have been an intelligent creator? Just because your beliefs say so does not mean that it's true. Okay? it just doesn't make sense. It does not add up. It just doesn't. There's no actual, there might be a person up in the sky looking over us, but he would have been nice enough to have ourselves make and develop where we are today. He's not going to help us with anything. He might help us with some things, but he's not going to help us creating us. He wanted us to figure that out, if he is actually real or not. And see, that's why I think that the theory of evolution is correct, because it makes sense. And sure, maybe it just makes sense because teachers taught it to me, but it makes sense. And it doesn't make sense. Teachers have also talked to me about creationism, but that theory just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Okay, now here's argument number 5, okay? No new species have been produced, therefore evolution is not true. Okay, I'll read that one more time. No new species have been produced, therefore evolution is not true. And that is true. No new species have been produced, but that does not mean that evolution is not true. Because evolution is saying that the species have changed over time. Not that new species just sprouted up everywhere. It's saying that the species have changed to become better, and maybe not stronger, but the species have changed for the better. And that does not mean that there have been new species coming out. It just means that all species have been made better and improved. And there have been some new species. Like, take the liger, for example, the tiger and the lion. That is technically a new species. And so, it's like there are a lot of crossbreeds now, but you can technically call that a new species. And so there are new species then. And now we have argument 6. The final one, the big boy, the long, super duper long one. Since education is a process of learning all sides of an issue, it is appropriate for both creationism and evolution to be taught side by side in school classrooms. Not to do so is a violation of the philosophy of education and of the civil liberties of creationists. Okay, this is a good point. This is a very good point. It's interesting also, because it is true. You learn in school, I'm in school now, so we learn all sides of everything. We learn the bad and the good sides of things. We were just learning about diseases, and we had to say why diseases were good, when originally, diseases are terrible, they kill people. But some of them are good for things. So this is interesting. And I think that it should be taught side by side, but I believe that it should be taught side by side, saying that creationism is bad, and it's wrong, and that it's not true. And then evolution should be taught by saying, yes, this is backed up by scientists all around the world. More than 99% of scientists around the world believe in evolution. Almost